So, you've done it. You've used Notebook LM to create this incredible 35-minute audio overview, just packed with insights. But now you've hit a wall, right? You're staring at this single audio file and thinking, how on earth do I turn this into a professional-looking video? Well, in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how. Yeah, this is the exact challenge we're going to tackle. You've got this deep, insightful audio, but let's be honest, the AI video tools we all love, they're really built for short clips. So you end up with this frustrating gap between your powerful, long-form audio and the tools you actually have to make the video. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off by really digging into this 35-minute problem. Then we'll look at our AI toolkit, map out a strategy with Gemini, build out the visuals, and finally put the whole thing together. All right, section 1, the 35-minute problem. This is where long-form audio smacks right into the limits of today's short-form tools. So here's the real issue. Most of these amazing AI video generators, even the big ones like Google Vids, are designed for quick, bite-sized content. We're talking a few minutes, not a full half-hour plus. That dream of a one-click solution for your 35-minute project, it's just not there, yet. We need a smarter, more modular approach. Okay, so since we know we need a modular workflow, let's move on to section 2, your AI production stack. We're going to look at the tools we'll be using, Google Vids, Canva Pro, and of course, Notebook LM. The trick here is understanding what each one can't do so we can make them all play nicely together. And this table really lays it all out, doesn't it? Look right here. Google Vids has a hard stop at a 10-minute editing duration, and Canva, which has that awesome beat sync feature, that also maxes out at 10 minutes. This is precisely why we can't just use one app and call it a day for our 35-minute project. All right, knowing what our tools can't do, we need a director, a strategist, to plan this whole thing out before we even touch an editor. And that brings us to section 3, the Gemini blueprint. This is where Gemini Business Ultra steps in to run the show. Think of Gemini as your personal director of media. What makes it so perfect for this job is its huge context window. It can literally ingest and understand your entire 35-minute transcript at once. It gets the whole story, figures out the key moments, and uses that understanding to create a super detailed visual plan for us. And getting this plan is actually super simple. It's just 3 steps. First, you just upload your transcript into Gemini. Second, you ask it to create a CSV table, basically a spreadsheet, with columns for the topic, a key quote, and a visual idea for each part. Finally, you just export that file. That little CSV is going to be the backbone for our entire video. Okay, we've got our blueprint from Gemini. Now for the fun part, production. Moving on to section 4, building the visuals. And listen, our goal here isn't just to make any video. We want to nail that specific, clean, professional look and feel of a native Notebook LM overview. So what exactly is that narrated slide style? Well, it's not about flashy cinematic footage. It's all about clarity. It's a clean, almost minimalist style that uses structured layouts, powerful quotes, and key diagrams or data that you've pulled from your research. It's smart and it's really effective. And here's a little secret. You can get this look really easily by using the right keywords in Google Vids or Canva. For the overall vibe, try Clean Swiss Minimalist. For colors, go with monochrome slate and navy. For fonts, modern sans serif. Then just tell it to include things like diagrams and bold quotes. These prompts are like a cheat code to get the AI to generate the exact style we want. And, this is about way more than just looking good. Check out these numbers. A consistent visual style can boost engagement by 42% and help people remember the information by 38%. Think about it. When everything looks clean and predictable, your viewer's brain doesn't have to work so hard figuring out the visuals. It can just focus on your message. That's huge. All right, our Gemini blueprint is done. Our visual style is locked in. It is time for the final assembly. Let's get into section 5 and stitch this whole thing together into one seamless 35-minute video. For this final step, Canva Pro is definitely our tool of choice because it can handle that long 35-minute timeline. So you'll start a new video project and then you'll use this incredible feature called Bulk Create. You literally just upload that CSV file we made with Gemini and bam! Canva generates all of your slides for you instantly. From there, you just drop in your full audio track and drag the edges of each slide to line up perfectly with the narration. Okay, but now for that one little detail that really screams Notebook LM. I'm talking about the floating sources effect. You know that slick move where a source document just kind of gracefully floats onto the screen right when the narrator mentions it? That's what we're going for. And you won't believe how easy this is to do. Seriously, you just take a screenshot of your source, a PDF, a website, whatever, drag that screenshot onto the right slide in Canva, and then apply a slow animation to it, like drift or breathe. That's it. It's such a simple touch, but it adds a massive amount of polish and professionalism. Okay, I get it. That's a pretty detailed workflow. So you might be thinking, what if I'm in a hurry and I just need to get this thing out the door? Well, don't worry, there's a faster way. This is what I call the at the very least option. It's basically a 5-minute hack. What you're doing is recreating the look of the Notebook LM audio interface itself. Just go into Canva, set a dark charcoal background, add 2 pulsing circles, one teal, one orange, and then drop in an animated waveform. Then you just lay your 35-minute audio track underneath it all. It's super fast, and honestly, it looks surprisingly good. So here's the most important thing to remember from all this. By using Gemini for the big picture strategy and then Canva for the assembly, we've built a smart, modular workflow. And this workflow completely gets around the limitations that these AI video tools currently have. We've turned what feels like a technical roadblock into a really smooth, creative process. So think about what we just did. We used multiple apps and a bunch of steps to get this done. But with how fast these AI models are getting better and more integrated, you have to wonder, right? How long is it going to be before this entire workflow, from a 35-minute audio file to a perfectly polished video, is just a single click? It's a pretty exciting thought to end on.